Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the first kind of ratings that PvPoke has done for the new season. This is always kind of an exciting video because I don't know more than you know. Like, this is, like, for me, the first time to look at this rating. I don't know since when they're up. But today we're going to take a look at what is going to change for the next season. And I haven't looked into it yet, so we're going to look into it together. We're going to have a few updates, of course, which I have on the side, so I can kind of look into certain ones that we have. But the first one, which I said already in the last video, Medicham is going to be one of those Pokemon that's going to be back again. Medicham is going to be back in the meta. This is going to be one of the first ones that at least I saw here immediately then now as well. But afterwards, we see that there's not really actually that much changed, which I found interesting. Corsair's Psycho Cut is now up there. Twister Shelgon, I had it recently in a video as well. Actually, Flamethrower is better than Crunch. That makes way more sense than what I suggested. That's an alternative to basically what Altaria can do in terms of the coverage. I guess actually has different coverage. But Shelgon, going to be an interesting one. Apparently, non-Shadow is going to be better than the Shadow version. We have Greedent with Mudshot being buffed, going to be very interesting here as well for the upcoming meta. Otherwise, we're going to look a little bit further down. There's nothing really new here, nothing really that at least stands out. Counter apparently is still better on Annihilate. I saw people being worried about low kick, and so we're just going to go through the top 100, see if we find anything, and then we're going to look more towards a specific type of changes. Bastion is dropped down here, which is interesting as well. Politoed is up with Mudshot, which is cool. I like Politoed. Politoed is one of my favorite Pokemon to play in the Go Battle League. Don't know why, but it is, and that is all that matters to me. We don't see here anything else. We see Galarian Stunfisk coming back. Actually, completely forgot about this Pokemon. This Pokemon is going to be back here. Galarian Stunfisk going to be a bit stronger upcoming season, quite a bit stronger in my opinion actually, which is going to be interesting. This Pokemon dominated the meta before, and Noctowl is back in the top 100. A Pokemon that didn't really expect that to see immediately either. And otherwise, Quagsire is going to be a little bit stronger. Sucker Punch, Wormadam just made it in, and now we can take a look more at the specific kind of buffs. One of the most interesting ones is going to be actually Heat Wave for me, if anybody is running Heat Wave here. We have Heat Wave on Togetic, which makes sense. Brave Bird is still kind of recommended on the Pidgeot, which still is now running, no, actually the fast move of Wing Attack. We are, by the way, going to take a look at all three leaks here today in this video. And yeah, generally, it seems like that the Heat Wave is not recommended on any of the Pokemon, but this is the thing as well, it depends on how PvPoke decided to have those moves. This is the thing as well, I think Heat Wave is going to be a 45 energy move, but they put it as a 50 energy move. If it's 50, it's not going to be usable at all. Like, it's going to be a really, really bad move, and that's why it's not in here. And this is why this is like the first kind of ratings for the season. They're not really accurate, because we don't actually know if this is going to be the case. And I feel like it might be the same for Low Kick. This is the thing that you always have to be kind of keeping in mind. We don't know the values yet. Okay, Low Kick is what I expected as well for this move to be. Low Kick itself apparently is not really seen on any Pokemon. Throw being the strongest with it at rank 260 is kind of surprising to me. I felt like Halucha would be a little bit stronger. Gerda looked a little bit better on paper as well. That is a very interesting update that I didn't really expect like this. We're going to take a look more at like more Twister Pokemon, as Twister is going to be also like the move on Shelgon, of course. We see it actually on Gyarados, and now it depends also on how they thought about Waterfall, which got buffed. And Waterfall here is 9 energy. I think it's going to be 10 energy, which would change quite a bit. So, other moves updates here. Of course, we had Psycho Cut already. We saw it with Cresselia. Psycho Cut itself is on a few Pokemon, to be fair. Like, it can help a little bit. Here's Psycho Cut on the Medicham. U-Bait, of course, doesn't want to play it. We have the Cresselia, of course. We have Psycho Cut Gallade being stronger than Confusion Gallade again, which is cool. Gallade is one of my favorite Pokemon actually as well to play. Got up to rank 1 in the world with this Pokemon before in the Ultra League. Long ago, but yeah. Wing Attack update, Pelipper's back, which I said already. Flamigo is actually to run other Wing Attack as well, which is something interesting. We see Acrobatic Gliscor already, which is going to run the Wing Attack. Peck is just better than Wing Attack, so Peck is usually preferred if you have the option. I feel like Manta and Golbat could have a bit more play as well in the season though as well. Heracross is a Pokemon I'm interested in. I feel like this Pokemon is going to be stronger than it shows here. Which is kind of interesting. We can take a look real quick as well at all the Mud Slappers, which got nerfed. And actually, they got nerfed quite significantly to the point that they're not even that much in the top 100. I do think they're going to be better than you would expect. Moltres, as said before in my last video, is not, or like in the video, 2 videos before, is not going to be too strong. Rock Tomb is not that nerfed. Like, Rock Tomb users are still very strong. They're going to be just a tiny bit nerfed. And generally, Mudshot users are going to be very strong, as we see here as well. One of it here, Swamp is nearly in the top 100. DSP still wants to run a Quick Attack, which I doubt is actually going to be the case because the higher energy generation is really nice on this Pokemon. Greedent going to be very strong with the Trailblaze. Clodsire there, Swallowed is a Pokemon that I feel like is kind of underrated, which I will make a video towards as well. There are going to be a lot of videos on my channel. One more Pokemon that I want to check out though for this Great League meta before we go over to the Ultra League is Articuno, which is now in the top 200 at least, which is not too bad here as well. I'm just looking at the side what else is going to be kind of interesting here. Scissor is very interesting because it got dropped to the rank 90. It's definitely a bit more balanced now, which is going to be, in my opinion, more like a bit better. We have the Santum buff, which is going to be cool as well, which you see here on Fortress. It's going to help it out quite a bit. Where's Torterra gone? Torterra is super low now. That is kind of a crime. I do think it's going to be better than it looks like. Where it's going to be Scolipede. Scolipede is not really that great. And that is basically it for this meta. We still have the Cameropteric, which got buffed with both Scorching Sand and Rock Tomb. None of them are very interesting. So honestly, not that many changes, but is it different in the Ultra League? I know it's going to be different for the Master League, absolutely. But let's take a look at the top Pokemon here real quick. Is there any new changes? Anything new that we haven't seen before? Again, Empoleon could change with the change of Waterfall. I do think it's a 10 energy move. I don't see it being 9 because 9 just doesn't really make too much of a difference in my opinion. Otherwise, yeah, nothing really that changes. No new Pokemon at all. Nothing really that is new at all. It's kind of stays the same, which is kind of wild, isn't it? Like, you have so many move updates, so many like changes towards stuff, but it all kind of seems to be that it all kind of stays the same. We have Psycho Cut on Cresselia here again, which kind of got buffed. Of course, Bug Bite for the Fortress here with the Santum is going to be a little bit better this season as well. But we actually don't really see that many different updates here. So let's take a look real quick at specific moves and where we see a low kick, where we see as well that low kick is not used by any Pokemon. Again, still, even at this point, which is kind of mad. If you don't want to take a look at Mudshot, which by the way we're going to have a lot of impact most likely in the Master League, I assume, we don't really see a lot of good Mudshot users either, where Greedent is again the best Mudshot user here. We saw already Psycho Cut where we had, Melamar here doesn't even want to run it, Psywave still best, and then we have Galate, Cresselia, and that's basically it. Honestly, I am surprised on how little the updates are to the meta itself. A Wing Attack is not used, but like the best one is Flamigo. Really, I'm surprised. Like, I have to say, I'm surprised. Articuno, not even in the top 100 either. I feel like Heracross should be kind of better, not even close to the top 100. So basically what you see here is that a lot of the move updates just don't really do it. Like here, Heatwave, I do think it's going to be better than it says here. I do think it need to be 45 in order to have any play. And that is basically it again. Interesting, isn't it? Like, there's not really a lot that I can like take a look here now and be like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be so much better. Like, what about the just generally, I think I looked at Twister already, but what about the Twister gang? The Twister gang, again, Twister Gyarados is apparently better. And then Flygon we have with Twister, and then we have Garchomp already. Shelgon even can use Twister, and Fiora doesn't want to use it. So like, there are not a lot of Twister Pokemon in the first place, and it's kind of difficult for the Ultra League. So I have to say, not a lot changed. Like, it's basically nearly the same. Twister for the Master League, though, is going to be interesting for the Garchomp. I do think that Garchomp very likely is rather going to run the fast move of Mudshot instead of the Dragon Tail. The reason for this is you have better pacing and you're going to be able to do more against Zacian, which is one of your primary targets for this Pokemon. Dragon Breath, Gyarados here again could be also running the Awkward Tail, the Waterfall, if it would be 10 energy, because it would allow you to also be better against Zacian. But the meta itself, let's take a look real quick. Zacian start number 1. No changes here, no changes here, no changes, just generally there are no changes. But Shadow is going to be a new Pokemon, which I've built already, which I will try out absolutely as soon as I am able to. Can't wait, I have this Pokemon fully built already, so stay tuned for the showcase. And otherwise, we are going to see here nothing really crazy. We have Dragon Tail still better on the Groudon. I find that very weird. I didn't really expect that one at all. 531. Now here with the move Mudshot, we have... That's what I mean. It is I do think that Mudshot is not really shown correctly. Like, Mudshot seems to be just so much better. Like, I don't really see the point of running Dragon Tail right now on this Pokemon if you have access to Mudshot, which is better. Like, Dragon Tail was always kind of more seen as like a niche move in order to deal with the specific matchup that you don't really want to see here. But I think that Mudshot is going to be the way to go on the Groudon. Let's take a look here real quick at Garchomp. Let's see what Garchomp can do with a Mudshot compared to the Dragon Tail, because I'm very much surprised about what we currently see here on the screen. And again, Mudshot is better better than the Dragon Tail. I do think that they are not really refined rating set. I do think that there is going to be a bit more impact than what has been shown so far. Psycho on Mewtwo is going to be kind of funny because it's going to do a little bit more damage, which is kind of nice on this Pokemon. I have my Shundo, of course, and here's actually the thing what I kind of want to see as well. Real quick for the Great League again, because we kind of went through the Master League again. I do think that the Kyogre is going to be generally a little bit better than what we even seen here. I don't even, here it's number 19. I do think it's very likely going to be even 10 energy. I don't know if there's anything in there. It doesn't say anything towards it. But let's take a look here real quick at Great League, and let's take a look at the Annihilate and see on how this is going to change if you're going to have the different fast move. Here against the Great League, just generally, we're going to see 501 ranking. And if you go for low kick, it's lower. Okay, let's see in the 2-shield scenario, that's 510. We have counter here, which is going to be 528. So counter seems to be still generally the better move to go for. I think unless it's 0 shields or something, with 41 here, low kick is going to be... Okay, what I would play though if I would run low kick would be either Shadow Ball or Close Combat for the immediate pressure. Close Combat is most likely going to allow you to hit some more targets, so super effective, like for a lot of damage basically. But Shadow Ball could be also a cool play after the recent buff towards this move. Both of them would make a lot of sense with the move low kick because it generates energy fast, so you would play this Pokemon generally a little bit more differently there. But yeah, let me know down below, what do you think about this move update? I was very much surprised to see now that there are not that many crazy updates. I will make videos towards those updates just generally as well, so definitely stay tuned for that, and I will see you then. Bye bye.